decide to do the series 24
Well,
Barton Springs?
back in 1984, the photo editor of Rolling Stone at the time, Lori Kratokville is her name, she asked a bunch of different photographers across the country to photograph what the beginning of summer looked like in their place. And she also suggested to me that Barton Springs might be a good place to take such a picture, and which is a great suggestion. And it was specifically a black and white assignment. So I shot a black and white photo, which you may have, for Rolling Stone, and in 1984. And then I was bitten by the bug, the Barton Springs bug, and I just challenged myself to take pictures there in color. And I had a waterproof camera, and then I would just go from time to time and take pictures and see what I could do, and see what was there, and using very much that spontaneous documentary style that I learned from my teacher, Gary Winogrand, at the university he taught. He was a crazy New Yorker, wonderful photographer who taught photography at UT. Just briefly, but I caught him. Awesome. I also got some mentoring from Russell Lee, a famous Texan who lived in Austin. This is back in the 70s, in 1980.
I love these three pictures right here with the water coming out of the, it's just.
You can have these two little floating duck buoys to show you where you're not supposed to swim under the diving board. So I just swim right by the duck to get those pictures of the splash and the guy jumping in the water with my waterproof camera. If you were to look at them in sequence, you'd see first the guy jumping in the water and then the splash. And the splash is really funny because if you look at it very carefully, you can see little distorted images of the whole environment all around. It's really a lot of fun.
I love this photograph. I think the composition's really interesting, and it shows all those shapes and different things under the water.
Well, what I was trying to do with that one is just show just how clear the water is there. Yeah. But of course, the people make it happen.
Yeah. Let's see. So what would you say drives your work or inspires you was another question I had.
Oh, there's that question. Well, so, photography, it's like magic. It's you take a picture and you never know what's going to come out, especially the old days with film, but even with digital, you don't know what's going to happen or what you're going to capture. And then especially taking pictures of people, this applies to portraiture, but really any picture of people or animals, you somehow or other, there's this soul connection, for lack of a better term, maybe personality. But when you take a picture, if you look at an old picture of somebody you know really well and you go, that is just so them, even if it's a baby picture, you look at it, that is their personality all over. And it's in those old pictures, the old baby pictures of your brothers and sisters stuff, but it's still, you could totally pick up on their personality from those old pictures. And that somehow the camera just captures that magical essence of the person. And it's just, I've never grown tired of that. It's so much fun. And of course, I'm always looking for humor or absurdity, and there's a lot of it out there. So, it's always fun to, not to hit people over the head, but to find things that make you chuckle. And probably along those lines, I'm always wanting to photograph animals, dogs or donkeys, or pigs, and because they just, of course, everybody feels good when they look at pictures of animals, I think, and they look at animals, and also they're just so absurd and funny. So that's, kind of what it comes down to, exploring. And then there's just the like I say, the magic of taking a picture to see what will happen and what you get, because you never really know. Well, there's those bathing suits from the 80s.
Yeah.
That's this particular time period there.
Yeah. It's so fun.
Those girls were really nice. I talked to them, before I took their picture, and they were sunbathing with their shorts over their faces because they didn't want to get a sunburn.
Right. That still happens today, too. This one cracks me up over here. This is the 80s suit that I totally recognize. I think I had some version of that.
It sure has. There's a muscle man next
Yeah,
door.
the Muffle Man. Yeah, it's a very fun show. We've enjoyed it.
I just love the way you laid out the exhibit. It's beautiful. Wish I could come there right now, but it's not. That's not in the cards.
No. Well, this has been so fun. It's such a pleasure to meet you, and